Welcome back to the Crypto channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Ethereum is just starting the bull run here on the larger time frames as the price is moving closer towards breaking out from this pattern in the short term, while Solana is breaking out towards its all-time high and is also breaking out against Bitcoin on this Solana chart, which is a big deal. So I'll be talking about that in just a moment, alongside XRP potentially repeating history against Bitcoin, pointing towards an altcoin season, while Dogecoin is also potentially about to break out very soon from this short-term Dogecoin pattern. So I'll be talking about all of that and more late in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the monthly Ethereum chart, and right now the price of ETH is potentially about to repeat history. If we're looking at the last two presidential elections, US presidential elections, we saw huge bull runs in the price of ETH over the next 1 year approximately following the US elections, and right now we're potentially just starting this bull run as of right now in the price of ETH. So obviously looking at the 2016 election, we saw a huge bull run over the next 1 year, all the way up until basically the end of 2017 and basically near the beginning of 2018. And if we're looking at the 2020 example, we saw a continued bull run pretty much throughout most of 2021. And so if history is any indication, we're likely going to see a continued bull run on the larger timeframes for the price of ETH, potentially over the next 1 year or so, well into 2025, despite what happens on short timeframes. Obviously, on shorter term, on smaller timeframes, we can see little pullbacks and things like that here and there. But zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, things are looking very bullish right now. And if we're looking at this weekly Ethereum chart, we're still forming significant higher lows and higher highs, bouncing from this major trend line of support, which is still sitting at around 2.4k. So not much has changed on the weekly time frame. We're still currently looking bullish, but if we're taking a look at this 3-day time frame, we're still struggling around this resistance right here, close to 3.2k. So obviously we still need to actually confirm a breakout with a 3-day candle close above 3.2k in order to actually break out above that resistance and head up towards around 3,500. And then once we can break out above 3,500, we'd likely return back up towards these highs at around 3.9k to 4k. But once again, we first need to break out above these resistance levels like 3.2k and 3.5k approximately. And if we're taking a look at this daily Ethereum chart, we also have this area of resistance to watch out for, which is roughly at around 3,500, and more specifically sitting in between around 3430 going up towards around 3560. So in that price range, there's a lot of resistance, which basically means a lot of selling pressure, people selling Ethereum in this price range right here. And that's pretty much exactly where we rejected from roughly around a week ago. And as for support, we still have this price range acting as support in between 2.7k to 2.8k, and also some short-term support at just above $3,000, more specifically around 3020 to 3040, so just above 3k once again acting as support. And if we're zooming into the short term, looking at the 2-hour time frame, right now, as of recording this video, the price of ETH is attempting a breakout from this bullish falling wedge pattern, because this line of resistance, at least as of recording this video, is sitting at around 3130 approximately. And as of recording this video, once again, we're seeing basically an attempted breakout above this line of resistance. But I want to make it clear, at least at the time of recording this video, this potential breakout is not yet confirmed. It's just an attempt basically, and not yet confirmed, because in order to confirm this breakout, we need to see candle closes above this line, and even better if we see some sort of retest like this and actually bounce from that line, flipping it from previous resistance into new support. That would be extra confirmation, but at the very least we just need to see candle closes above that level to confirm the breakout, because obviously if we just see a little candle wick to the upside and the price quickly drops back to the downside again, that would mean no confirmed breakout. And if we see some extra confirmation here with candle closes above this resistance confirming the breakout, then in that case, the technical price target for this pattern right here is sitting at around 3380, basically the top of the wedge. So from the point of the breakout, close to the current price at the time of recording this video, to that price target, we're talking around a 7 to 8% move to the upside, which could be a possible trading opportunity to take here in the short term. Not financial advice, I'm just pointing out a potential trading opportunity here. And when it comes to taking trades just like this, personally, I take most of my trades over on Bybit. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit down below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link below this video to make your Bybit account and deposit on that account, then you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. And also, if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here, which is a 500 USDT position airdrop. So basically a free $500 trade as your first trade over on Bybit, but that's only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bybit account and deposit on that account. So if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out. Once again, first link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there's also Bitfinex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitfinex, which means if you're in the US or the UK, for example, or another country where you might not be able to access Bybit, you can access Bitfinex. So I'll also leave a link to Bitfinex down below this video. And if you use that link, you can get up to a 5.5k deposit bonus. And only if you use that link, you can get an exclusive 10% discount on all trading fees on the Bitfinex exchange forever. But that's only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bitfinex account. So as another option out there, other than Bybit, one that you can access from the US, for example, there's Bitfinex, links down below if you want to claim those extra bonuses. But with that being said, taking a quick look at the Ethereum liquidation heat map, and right now we actually have a bit of liquidity to the downside building right at around $3,000. So if for whatever reason we fail this breakout, see a quick move and then actually break back below that 3k support level, once again, there's a lot of long positions that would get wiped out, they'll get liquidated if the price breaks even just below $3,000. So just keep that in mind here in the short term. There's that major area of liquidity right there, but obviously between the current price and that liquidity, we have a bit of support at just above 3,000, which we have recently bounced from. And as for more liquidity to the upside, we have some liquidity building at around 3240 to 3260, and a decent amount of liquidity in between around 3340 to 3370. And with that being said, if we're taking a look at Solana on the 2-day time frame, obviously we've seen a clean breakout well above these previous highs, which was sitting at around 200 to 210. And then we actually saw a retest of that previous resistance to flip it into new support, which is obviously bullish price structure. And I've been talking about this over and over again recently here on the channel. Obviously things are still looking bullish right now. So we're breaking out towards the all-time high. This was the old all-time high from the old bull market top in last cycle, and this is sitting at approximately $260 per Solana. And so obviously at the time of recording this video, we're seeing the price of Solana getting extremely close to that all-time high level. And if Bitcoin is any indication of an all-time high breakout, it's very likely that the price will explode much higher, likely well beyond $300 very quickly if we actually confirm this breakout, first of all, above 260. Obviously, at around 250 to 260, we could actually find some resistance right there. So keep that in mind. Just in the short term, I would not be surprised if the price struggles for a little bit around that all-time high level. But once we can finally see a confirmed breakout with candle closes above 260, in that case, basically, we're heading much higher, likely well beyond $300 once again. And if we're taking a look at this 8-hour time frame, right now the price of Solana is still possibly forming a bearish divergence with higher highs in the price and lower highs in the RSI. But like I said in my last video, I want to make it clear that even though this is possibly forming, it is not confirmed. It is not playing out right now because we've not yet confirmed this lower high in place in the RSI. So in order to actually confirm this bearish divergence, we would need to see at least a couple of red candle closes actually confirming in the price to cement the lower high in place in the RSI by seeing a bit of rejection, kind of like that in the RSI. And if we're looking at the last time this happened, once we actually saw that confirmation right here, confirming the lower high in place in the RSI, this happened roughly around a couple of weeks ago. And what came next was a little bit of a short-term pullback over the next few days before ultimately continuing the bull market higher later on. So like I've been saying, no matter what happens in the short term, when we're zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, we're still looking very bullish right now, currently in a bull market. But of course, in the short term, this is still possibly forming. But once again, it is not yet confirmed, and it might never confirm because we still need to confirm that lower high in place in the RSI, which once again might never happen. But with that being said, if we're taking a look at Solana on the 3-day time frame, and this is Solana versus Bitcoin, so basically Solana priced in Bitcoin rather than priced in US dollars. And what this chart shows us is essentially if this chart is going to the upside, Solana is outperforming Bitcoin, but if this chart is going to the downside, Bitcoin is outperforming Solana. So in other words, if this chart is bullish, it makes more sense to hold Solana over Bitcoin. And if this chart is bearish, it makes more sense to hold Bitcoin over Solana. That's basically what it means in practical terms. And right now on the Solana Bitcoin chart on the 3-day time frame, we are seeing an attempted breakout above this huge descending line of resistance, which was sitting at around 0.0026 Bitcoin per Solana. So if this breakout confirms with a 3-day candle close, for example, confirming above this line of resistance, that would be extremely bullish, basically heading towards a much higher bullish price target. And if we're measuring out that bullish price target from where we are right now, around the point of the breakout to that price target, we're talking about potentially a 46% move to the upside, and that's against Bitcoin. And so essentially, if the Bitcoin price in US dollar terms just stayed flat, if Bitcoin did not move in price, then essentially that would be a 46% pump in the price of Solana in US dollars. But if Bitcoin, for example, pumped, let's just say another 50% from where it is now, then Solana would pump even more than that, because Solana, once again, would be gaining against Bitcoin in this scenario. But once again, it's important to understand that we still need to actually confirm this breakout in the price of Solana versus Bitcoin. For now, this breakout has not yet been confirmed, but it's potentially happening right now. We're seeing an attempted breakout, which is a potential bullish sign for Solana, at least on this Solana Bitcoin chart. And if we're taking a look at the Solana liquidation heat map over the last 48 hours here, looking at the last 2 days worth of price action, we have taken out a bit of liquidity recently at around 247 to close to 248, and we have more liquidity building in between 249 to 252. So that's an area of liquidity to watch out for in the short term. But if we see a little bit of a pullback, we also have a major level of liquidity sitting at around 228 and 80 cents. So just underneath 229, there's a lot of liquidity right there. So just be aware of that as well. And with that being said, if we're taking a look at XRP on the weekly time frame, because XRP was once again one of the top suggested altcoins in the comment section down below these videos. So if you want your favorite altcoin in these videos, just comment down below and I'll try to get to the top suggested altcoins first. But just taking a look at this weekly XRP chart, of course, we still have this strong Fibonacci level of resistance above the current price, which is the 78.6% Fibonacci level, and that's sitting at just underneath $1.30. So basically in the high $1.20 price range, around $1.27 up to $1.30, we have a lot of resistance right there to pay attention to. But if we can finally see a confirmed breakout above $1.30, then we're likely heading up towards around $2, and that could happen very, very quickly, as in potentially in a matter of days, we could head from around $1.30 to $2. But obviously we still need to actually break out above $1.30 in order for that to actually happen. And as for support, we should find some major support in this price range. If for whatever reason we see a slight little pullback, obviously once again we should find support in this price range, which was previous significant resistance, now acting as new support, and this is sitting in between around 94 cents to around $1. So in that price range, expect support if we actually see a pullback for whatever reason. And if we're taking a look at this 2-hour time frame right now, something to be aware of is that the volume for XRP is declining just in the short term, which is not really something that you want to see while we're seeing basically a retest of this previous high. And so we need to see a breakout very soon above this previous high right here at around $1.20 if we're looking at this high, or above around $1.26, but ideally just breaking out above $1.30. We need to see that very soon at some point in the next 1 or 2 days in order to avoid a short-term double top. Because as we can see here during this huge bullish run that we saw over the last few days in XRP, we were seeing a lot of volume, which means a lot of buyers coming in and buying XRP. That's fueling the rally to the upside if we're seeing a lot of volume. But if we're seeing the price try to retest a previous high and then we're seeing declining volume, that means there's not as much interest in buying XRP, at least this time around, at least in the short term. Obviously, this is only looking at the 2-hour time frame, not the larger time frames. And so, like I always say, no matter what happens in the short term, the larger time frames are ultimately what is important. And right now, the larger time frames are still looking very, very bullish right now. But it's possible that if we fail to break out over the next 1 or 2 days, if we just hang around here over the next day, for example, it's possible we could play out a bit of a double top and then maybe see a slight little pullback, or even just basically form a sideways price range for maybe close to a week. And if we're taking a look at XRP on the weekly time frame, this is XRP against Bitcoin. So XRP priced in Bitcoin, it's the same concept as that Solana Bitcoin chart. And so if this chart is going to the upside, it means XRP is outperforming Bitcoin. So it makes more sense to hold XRP over Bitcoin if this chart's going to the upside. But on the other hand, if this chart's going to the downside, it means Bitcoin is outperforming XRP. So in that case, it makes more sense to hold Bitcoin over XRP. And right now, history is potentially repeating. We've just confirmed essentially the same price structure, a double bottom pattern, also known as a W pattern, bouncing from the exact same area of support as what we saw in the last bull market back near the beginning of 2021. And if history is any indication, if the price of XRP in Bitcoin terms heads back up towards these highs, which if we're looking at the last few years, we've created major resistance around this area on the price chart, then for example, measuring out that move from the current price of XRP in Bitcoin terms up to these highs, we're looking at potentially 120% gain all the way up to possibly 150% gain against Bitcoin. And so essentially that's more than doubling in value, but that's against Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up, then XRP would go up much, much more. But if we're simply measuring out the technical price target based on this individual double bottom pattern from the low right here down to this center line, the point of the breakout, measuring out that bullish price target for this double bottom pattern, that is sitting from the current price to that price target around 23% higher. So still gaining against Bitcoin is a likely scenario for XRP over the coming weeks. And if we're taking a look at the XRP liquidation heat map over the last 3 days worth of price action, we now have a lot of liquidity that's building above the current price of XRP, mainly sitting at around $1.20 approximately, and actually more of a price range in between $1.19 to $1.21, but most of that liquidity is sitting right around $1.20. And so in other words, if we can see a clean breakout above $1.20, then that would likely trigger a short squeeze, sending the price higher, and could possibly cause a breakout above this resistance if we can break out above $1.20 to liquidate those short positions. But with that being said, taking a look at Dogecoin on the weekly time frame, because Dogecoin was one of the top suggested altcoins in the comment section down below these videos. So once again, if you want your favorite altcoin or even a meme coin in these videos, just comment down below and I'll get to the top suggested altcoins first. But looking at Dogecoin on the weekly time frame, right now the price of Doge is getting very close to this 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level, which is sitting at around 42 cents. And this is from the Fibonacci retracement tool when drawn from the old bull market top, the current all-time high of close to 75 cents, around 74 to 75 cents, down to the bear market bottom of around 5 cents approximately. We get that 78.6% Fibonacci level on the logarithmic chart, once again at around 42 cents. So we're likely going to find a decent amount of resistance at around 42 cents. But once we can see a breakout above 42 cents, honestly, we could start heading up towards the all-time high for Dogecoin. And we could find a possible point of resistance based on these weekly candle closes right here, sitting at around 57 cents approximately. But above 57 cents, I'll be targeting the all-time high at around 74 cents approximately. And something else that we have to consider when it comes to Dogecoin is that one of the main drivers of Dogecoin's price is, of course, Elon Musk. In the last bull cycle in 2021, we saw Elon Musk tweeting quite a lot about Dogecoin, which really fueled that bull market, especially in Dogecoin's price. And then this time around, of course, we have Elon Musk heading the Department of Government Efficiency, standing for Doge. And so depending on how much hype that Department of Government Efficiency actually gets and how many news headlines Doge appears in, of course, that can send the price a lot higher. So just be aware of that fact. There's a lot of external factors, mainly Elon Musk, that's also fueling this bull run specifically for Dogecoin. And so that can, of course, make the price somewhat unpredictable, more unpredictable than, say, Bitcoin, for example. Bitcoin is a little bit easier to analyze, but something like Dogecoin can be influenced quite easily by, let's just say, an Elon Musk tweet, for example. And with that being said, if we're taking a look at the short term, looking at the 2-hour Dogecoin chart, right now the price of Dogecoin is trying to confirm an inverse head and shoulders pattern breakout, because we've just seen a 2-hour candle close above this neckline at the time of recording this video, but we're currently seeing a retest of that neckline. So we're still in the middle of confirming this breakout, because if we see a break back below this neckline, that would potentially invalidate this breakout. And in case you're wondering, this neckline is sitting at around 37.5 cents approximately, so just above 37 cents, which means if we can remain above 37 cents right now and bounce from this level very, very soon, then that could confirm this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which would be a bullish pattern. And if we're setting up the bullish price target for this pattern from the point of the breakout to that price target, basically that price target sitting at around 40.5 cents. So from the current price to that price target, we're talking about potentially an 8% move to the upside. And so all we need to see now is the price just hold above around 37 cents, hold that as new support, and then we can start heading up towards just above 40 cents very, very soon, possibly in the coming hours or days. And that could also be a possible trading opportunity right here. But once again, we need to hold above this line of support right here, this neckline, and actually confirm it as new support. And then we can start targeting this price target at just above 40 cents. And something else to consider is the Dogecoin liquidation heat map. Looking at the last 3 days worth of price action, we can see a lot of liquidity is building in between around 38 cents to 38.5 cents, and also a major area of liquidity in between 39 cents to 39.5 cents. So in those regions on the price chart, there's a lot of liquidity, which means a lot of short positions will get liquidated. They will get wiped out of the market once we cross above those areas on the chart, possibly causing a short squeeze, which could help out with this breakout towards the upside, towards this bullish price target, if we can break out above some of these regions on the chart. And once again, if you want to trade any of these moves in the price of any crypto, check out those links down below this video to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.